Hello everyone and welcome to our cool down stretch. So this one is a fantastic one to do after long runs. In fact, after any run, very gentle cool down to just stretch it out again, shake it out a little and then settle back in. So you can go ahead into your day feeling light and refreshed and ready to recover. Let's start in downward facing dog. So come onto your hands and knees to start with. So we're going to find a little bit of that foundation first in your arms. Let the insides of the elbows point forward, maybe even facing each other or pointing forward, to find a little bit of that outward rotation with your arms and hook them back into the socket. So you want to be nice and stable in your shoulders, tuck your toes, reach your hips back, and then gently bring your legs up into a downward facing dog shape. Just walk it out a little bit. So don't worry so much about how the pose looks. And just walk it out, bend your left knee, bend your right knee. Maybe linger in a place where you think you need a little bit more of a stretch. Your legs are probably tired from your run and just need a little bit of that ease here. Pivot from side to side. Nice way to find a little bit of that stretch for the side body. There you go. And then as you inhale, find a little reach through your heels, and then exhale, draw them both down again. And again, inhale and exhale. So you can just hang out here. Maybe if you notice your back is rounding a lot, simply bend your knees a little. So you kind of want to get out of this pose back into that length for the spine. So you notice that you're probably going to feel that in your hamstrings and your glutes already. So just stay here and then slowly start to lengthen your hips up and the heels towards the floor. So the heels don't have to touch the floor. Just find that energy drawing down at the same time, reaching your thigh bones back up. So draw your belly in, find one more big breath here. And then as you exhale, come back onto your knees. And maybe just give your arms a little rest, a little wriggle. If you're not used to downward facing dog, this may go onto your wrist a little. Just see how you feel, so just take it easy. So from here we're going to go into a pigeon pose, and I'm going to show you. So we're going to come into a plank, just a simple way to get into it. Take your right foot or your right knee and slide it forward to your right hand. So you want to kind of bring your lower leg diagonal to the floor, so your foot somewhat close to the hips, and then check your back leg, whether that's still parallel to the mat. And then you can either tuck your toes, maybe release the foot, and then gaze towards the front. So your right hip bone wants to reach back. So if you want to find a little bit of that alignment drawing forward, that's a fantastic stretch for the glutes. I'm going to come over to the other way. There you go. So just reach it back. And as you inhale, lengthen a little here, and then with your exhale, just gently fold forward. And see how you go here. So this may already be a really tight stretch for the glutes or anywhere, maybe in the inside here in your hip flexors as well. And then just stay here. So find a little support through your core, keep it lengthening up. And then maybe bring your forearms down to the floor. And again, if your body's not happy to go there, simply stay upright and just ease into that stretch a little. And a lot of times it can just take a little while to for our muscles to just open up and relax a little. So we don't want to force ourselves into any stretch at any point ever. So just give it some time. Again, there's no need to rush anymore. You've done the hard work with your run. Now it's simply going into that recovery mode of your body. And then obviously you can always pause the video and just hang out here for a little longer. 3 to 5 minutes, maybe even a little more, depending on obviously how you feel. And then slowly bring yourself back up. And then slowly rock over to the right side. And then we're going to spin the left foot all the way over to the side. So I'm going to come to the front. So you can either bring your foot just to the inside of your shin bone here, or you can step it over your leg. So in this position, sometimes this can be a little tricky to get into. You can pop yourself up onto a block, a bolster or a blanket or a big book, to elevate your hips a little. And that's going to make it a little easier for the hips to stay level here. And so see how you go. In any case, draw the left hip down towards the floor. So you always want to be finding a way to find a healthy relationship from your pelvis to your spine. So you don't want to be collapsing in your waist. Then wrap your right hand around your left knee. As you inhale, lengthen up. Maybe take your left hand and press gently into the floor behind you to find a little support for the spine. And as you exhale, twist it out and look over to the left shoulder. Hug your knee in here. So it's a nice little stretch, obviously, for the left side of the hip here, the glutes and the ITB a little as well as that a little bit of that internotation for the right leg. And again, as you inhale, find a little wave in your body, just lengthening or re-lengthening again. And with your exhale, just gently twist. And take a deep, full breath into your rib cage. And then exhale. Release. And then slowly bring yourself back and unravel your legs as graceful as you can. And just pop back into your downward facing dog here. So just give it a little shake, a little wriggle. Maybe notice a difference here in your left and your right side. A little stretch. And then gently bring your left foot forward, or your left leg forward as well. Walk that right leg back. See whether that's still parallel to the mat. Reach the left hip bone back and then draw your belly in to find that length. And then with your exhale, just gently fold forward. Or maybe stay up here. Or maybe stretch yourself all the way down towards the floor. And if you're in a class with other people and you see someone who is just flat on the floor here, don't worry about that. You're totally fine wherever you are. Whatever you feel, honor that and see how you can work with whatever you've got. It's so important not to become frustrated as you meet challenges. Or fight with yourself, especially in a cool down session where all you need to do, all you want to do is just relax and slowly start to open up again. And if you continue on that journey, you'll find some magical changes happening. So just be patient and relax and breathe. Let's take one more deep, full breath here. And then slowly bring yourself back up. And again, just gently sit over to the left and then slide your right leg all the way over. Take it over your left knee, maybe to the inside. And there's also, I forgot to say earlier, the option of extending the bottom leg. So you're simply sitting upright with a little bit of that stretch here for your right hip. So again, choose your option. If that's not possible at all, again, either pop yourself up, straighten out your leg, or bring it to the inside. But in any case, find that long spine. Draw the right hip bone down so you're nice and level. Find a little heaviness in your hips here as well. And from that point, you can lift your spine so you can rise up through the crown of the head. Wrap your hand around your left knee. Find a little pressure here with your right hand behind your back to press down. There's always the option of extending your left arm over. You can either bend your arm, maybe keep it straight. And find a little more leverage to just twist a little deeper. And again, see how you feel. So when you're tired, like after a strong session, a tough session, again, just take it easy. And so you don't want to push to that very edge wherever you are. And just simply finding a little of that space. Enough of the pushing. Let's take one more deep, full breath in. And as you exhale, slowly come back to your center again, a little counter twist. And then slowly relax and give your legs a little shake. So from here, we're going to stretch the legs out.
Flex your feet. I'm going to come into a forward fold from here. So if that's already a lot for you, simply bend your knees. So if the hamstrings are screaming at you right now, simply bend the knees and find a little lift through your spine. And again, you can always pop yourself up onto a block to find a little bit more of that openness through the hips. And again, various options with your hands. Take your hands behind you, find that lift, and then slowly fold yourself forward. If that's where you are, stay here. Find a little of that openness through your chest. Keep that length in your spine, and then slowly settle in. You can always walk your hands forward here. Again, notice if you're rounding your shoulders here. The aim of this pose isn't to bring your nose to your knees, but to bring your heart beyond your feet. So keep that length and that energy moving forward as you slowly settle into the stretch. And then again, eventually, over time, and it doesn't have to be today or tomorrow or even next week, see whether you can just gently find a little re-lengthening of the muscles and the muscle fibers and the tissues in your body to gently fold a little deeper. And hug your belly in, find a little length, and then exhale, release. So even though you may be static in the pose, and again, even you may be somewhere up here, see whether you can work with your breath. So with your inhale, find that unraveling of your spine lengthening up, and with your exhale, just gently maintain that pose, or maintain that length, but simply release and relax a little bit more. So as you inhale again, lengthen up, and then exhale to release. And big inhale, breathing in that space and that oxygen and that openness. And with your exhale, breathe out any tiredness, anything you no longer need right now. Again, full big inhale. With your exhale, just settling in. Maybe just for a moment, just relax your head here. If you can comfortably touch your toes, you can find a little leverage here. Draw the shoulders away from your ears to find that space in your chest. And then as you exhale, maybe hug yourself in a little deeper. And flex your feet nice and strong here, which probably going to intensify the stretch in your calves. And let's take one more deep full breath. Press the thigh bones down and back. And then to inhale, slowly bring yourself all the way back up. So from here, we're going to move into an easy cross-legged position. So again, pop yourself up onto a block if you need to. Again, it's going to make it so much easier for the hips or the hip flexors to relax a little. Now see whether you can somewhat wriggle your feet underneath your knees so your shin bones are somewhat parallel to each other. And again, find that length in your spine. If that's not possible, just bring your knees out a little bit more. Just gonna make it a little easier. And again, on that rotation, on the internal rotators and external rotators of your hip. So find a little bit of that wriggle. Again, it depends how tight you are in the body, how tight you are in the hips, or how mobile you are in the hips. So as you inhale, find a little length. And then with your exhale, maybe even still hold on to your legs and fold forward a little. If that's, again, not possible, stay here. Work on lengthening your spine as you inhale to lengthen and then exhale. And imagine a little bit of that softening through the hips. If you can fold a little deeper, you can start to wriggle your fingertips forward. I might go off the video here. Again, as you inhale, back a little bit more. So as you inhale, find that length, and then exhale, slowly fold yourself forward. Maybe find a little sway from side to side, a little wriggle. And again, you can stay here for a few rounds, and again, really settle into the pose, settle into that opening through the hips. Maybe walk your fingertips over to the left, and find that right hand reaching forward,
And take a deep breath into the right hip that's reaching down. And then slowly come back to your center. Come all the way over to the left. Same here. Reach the left fingertips forward. And exhale completely. And then slowly coming back to your center as you inhale. Bring yourself back up. Change the crossing of the legs now. So bring the other shin bone in front. We're going to go into the other side of the hip here. See how that feels. May feel a little awkward if you're not used to sitting up like this. And again, find that inhale to lengthen. See where you're at. And then gently fold yourself forward. Maybe prop yourself up. Sometimes it can feel a little strong on the ankles. The ankle bones there. And then find a little release here. So inhale, draw your belly away from your thighs. Exhale, maybe sink a little deeper. You can always take your elbows back to your legs. Press them in to help wriggle your spine up and out a little bit longer, a bit more. And then walk your fingertips over to the right. Let the left sitting bone drop down, get nice and heavy, and then reach that left hand up and away. And then slowly walk your fingertips back, coming over to the right, over to the left. And again here, reach the right fingertips forward. And then slowly bring it back and moving back up. So from here, simply stretch your legs out. And this may be a strong one as well for some of us, or is a strong one for some of us. It doesn't have to be super wide, like 12-year-old gymnast. Just find a little length here, a little openness, and just see how you feel. And again, you may, after a while, open up a little bit more. So as obviously we hold the posture for a little longer, we finds a little length. So flex the feet here as well. Stay strong. Press the heels down ever so slightly, so it doesn't have to be super strong. Just find a little energy here. Always take your hands here, find a little external rotation. Take your hands behind you. And just sit nice and tall here. And see whether you can find a little bit of that pelvic tilt forward. Again, to intensify the stretch a little. And you can slowly start to walk your hands towards you to start folding forward a little more. You can always take your hands to the front and start to reach forward and just hold it wherever you are, nice and tall. So as you inhale, draw your belly in, and as you exhale, to fold. Again, for some of you, this may be super easy, and you can move all the way down to the floor. You can always, again, find your big toes for a little leverage. And as you exhale, maybe hug yourself in a little deeper. And gentle smile on your face. And slowly bring yourself back. Gentle twist here, take your right hand forward and your left hand back as you inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, twist, maybe gaze over to your left shoulder. And take a deep full breath in. And as you exhale, changing sides. And twisting over to the other side. And then slowly bring yourself back. Bring your feet together, oopsie. Bring your knees together. And just lie down for a moment. And stretch your legs out. Give them a little wriggle, a little shake. And then take one more deep full breath in. And then as you exhale, open your mouth and relax completely. And then stay here as long as feels good, as long as you have time.